Hey everyone, for today's lesson you'll need your math journal, page 169, 170, and then some scratch paper. We're going to take a look at these function machines of putting in something through the top, and then we are going to take a look at the rule times 1/5, and then what will the number change to and come out as. So we're going to take a look at this first one. And the first one says that if we put in 15, so we'll pretend that this is 15, we multiply that times 1/5. And so if we take 1/5 of 15, what we're going to do is we're going to think to ourselves 15 divided by 5 equals, and for this will be 3. The next one is in goes 20, and so if we have 20 times 1/5, we can think to ourselves 20 divided by 5. Out would come 4. Next is 35. So if in goes 35 times 1/5, we can think 35 divided by 5 would come out 7. For the next one, in goes 10 divided by 5 would be 10 divided by 5 would be 2. Number 2, the same concept. In goes 15. So we'll start with this. In goes 15 divided by 5 equals 3. Next, in goes 20. Divided by 5 is 4. The next one, in goes 35. 35 divided by 5 is 7. In goes 10 divided by 5 is 2. Number 3, use a rule to fill in the missing out number. So we're going to be putting in this number again. So in goes 15 times 3/5. Now to help us solve this problem, we're going to go back to number 1. So number 1 was times 1/5, and now it's times 3/5. So for this one, we can think before 15 times 1/5 was 3. So if 1/5 was 3, we can think of what 3/5 would be. So if this is 1/5, another 1/5 would be 3, and another 1/5 would be another 3. So we have 3 plus 3 plus 3, which would equal 9. So we can think 20, move on to 20. And so if in goes 20, we can think 20 up here. If we look again, 1/5 of 20 was 4. So we can think to ourselves 20 divided by 5 was 4. So if we take a look at the 3, we can multiply 4 times 3 equals 12. And so that's kind of the shortcut way of doing that. 12. In goes 35. So if we write 35 here, we can think 35 divided by 5 is 7. And so 7 times 3 is 21. In goes 10. So if go in 10, 1/5 was 2. And so we can think 2 times 3 equals 6. Moving on to number 4. Use a rule to fill in this. In the out. So for this one, we'll start with in goes 15. We can do 15 times 3 divided by 5. And if you have scratch paper, you can do this on scratch paper. That would be 5, 3, 45. And so 15 times 3 is 45 divided by 5 equals 9. Now we'll do the next input, 20. 20 times 3, I can do that in my head. 2 times 3 is 6. 60 divided by 5 is 12. Next, we'll take a look at 35. And so in goes 35 times 3. Is 105. And so 105 divided by 5 equals, I can think 10 divided by 5 is 2, and 5 divided by 5, that's the 10, and then 5 divided by 5 is 1, so 21. The next number is 10. So if in goes 10 times 3 is 30, divided by 5 is 6. Let's take a look at the bottom. Number 5. In your own words, describe 2 strategies you know for multiplying fractions by whole numbers. Think of a fraction problem. Well, taking a look at this problem, I'm going to start with strategy number 1. If I was looking at this number, I can take the in number and use the denominator, which is 5, and so you can make a fraction by using the denominator and find that fraction of the whole number. So you can divide the denominator, and in this case the denominator, for example, is 5 up here. Divide the denominator by the whole number. Actually, I should switch that around, sorry. Divide the whole number by the denominator. The whole number, and so in this case the whole number was, let's just take 10 for example, the whole number 10 by the denominator. Okay, and in this case, the denominator was 5. So 10 divided by 5 equals 2. Now, in this case, we would have to also multiply the numerator. So in this case, up here, the numerator was 1. But in this case, the numerator is 3. So then, in this case, we have to multiply your answer, which in this case the answer was 2, by the numerator. Number 2, interpret the fraction as division. So for this one, we multiplied the in number times 3 and then divided by 5. And so for this strategy, we can multiply the whole number by the numerator of the fraction. So I'd like you to write this down on your piece of paper so that you can think about this process as you're writing. So if we multiply the whole number, 10, times 3, which is the numerator, then we divide the answer by the denominator of the fraction.